I believe before you start dropping bombs on a country, you ought to know what the hell you're doing. And I don't think these guys know what the hell they're doing. We don't have a policy. So, if you ask me, did I support this action? Certainly, the answer is I do not, in the context of the fact that we have no policy.
Well, I think he's trying to make a statement. I don't think there's much question about that. And I think that the military strikes in the last few days have clearly indicated that. But whether or not there's a pattern of consistency here, I haven't seen that. And foreign policy and military action, you don't make those up day to day. That has to be the long-held considerations.
There are so many questions that need to be addressed. Beginning with, is this a one-off? Are we going to do this again and again and again? Is it just if he uses chemical weapons? What about if he uses barrel bombs? What happens if we hit Russian forces by mistake? What happens if we hit Iranian forces by mistake? What does that mean for our troops that are in Syria who are supposedly focused on ISIS? How much is all this costing? So I figured out 59 Tomahawk missiles, they're $1.4 million each. So that was $82.6 million for that. That's just for the cost of the missiles to be dropped on that airfield in Syria. And I'm not quite sure what we accomplished, because the next day the Syrians were using that same field to fly their airplanes. But there's a cost to this that people need to understand.
Let me ask you about the specific one, the Syria airstrikes.
Right, I favored that.
You supported that?
I did.
And how it was done?
I did.
And what do you think the immediate impact was there, and what do you think
The immediate impact was to get their attention,
looking out?
to continue the debate, to expose them for what they had done, even to the midst of the denial that Assad has offered in the last 24 hours. When you saw the images of those children gasping for air, the number of innocent victims, and then to, I think, have a limited surgical airstrike was fine.
And what about this most recent strike?
The mother of all bombs
Mother of
there.
all bombs.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. It was isolated, it was remote. And I think that the ongoing battle with ISIS is going to continue to engage us. But I do think that multilateral action there would better serve all of us.
The bomb we dropped in Afghanistan, the mother of all bombs, or whatever they call it, the biggest bomb short of a nuclear, a bomb that killed 30. We're told maybe 36 militants were killed with that bomb, but that bomb itself cost $16 million. And so, what I also think we need to understand is we're being told on one hand we don't have money to help defray the cost of college education for young people. We don't have money for infrastructure. We don't have money, to give people more health care. We don't have money for, environmental cleanup. We don't have money for all these different things. But, this president's calling for a massive increase in military spending. And I think maybe people agree with them. But we ought to have that debate. And because this is a big deal.